What do you think?
Have you done anything online or tried to do anything online?
Try to sell.
Mm-hmm.
What
did you try doing?
I sell. I sell it. I sold. Sorry, I sold. I don't remember. One thing I have among my things.
Oh, okay. Did it sell?
No, anything?
Yes.
How did you sell it? Was it through like a Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, or
Craigslist?
Craigslist. So that's actually one thing I didn't even put on here, but that's something that you can actually start. Like Tiffany and I, when we first kind of got started doing a lot of this stuff, we didn't know how to do a lot of this well or profitably or anything. So one of the simplest things you can do is exactly what you did. You can make a few $1,000s on this. It's not going to get you rich.
I sold my white car. I sold my
right
internet too.
So yeah, so you can do stuff like that. One of the things you can do also, and I'll explain a lot more of this, but it's a good example. You can go to Craigslist, and there's a free section in Craigslist, right? Mm-hmm. You can just grab stuff from Craigslist that you think might be valuable, take a picture of it. It costs you nothing other than driving over there to get it. And then you put it on the Facebook Marketplace, and you list it for cheaper. I'm not going to make a lot of money. Just saying that Godwin is finding a bunch of stuff in the garage, and they're making a ton of cash just selling this. I don't know what a ton of cash is, but it's found money. It's stuff.
Every day,
every day there's money coming in.
50, 80 bucks.
Yeah.
Just selling just random stuff in the house, trees that Adrian's giving her. Like.
Yeah, so that's like almost $3,000 a month in extra income if she were to consistently do that. And so the way you consistently do that is you find the stuff that other people are throwing away, because there's only so much trash in your house. So how do you make that a small business just to get some money going to do some other stuff? Is you do that Craigslist thing. So that's something just kind of quick and dirty. Anybody can do it. It literally takes no skill other than having a phone. You can take a picture on. You can go to Craigslist, say, okay, this is cool, take a picture, put it up right then and there onto the Facebook Marketplace and sell it. One thing we've done also, just to kind of show the simplicity of it, it's not really like something you want to continue doing, but have you ever seen a couch on the side of the road?
Yeah.
That was in decent shape,
Mm-hmm.
right? Not completely destroyed, but decent shape, and it wasn't raining. So what you can do is you probably, like, we didn't have a truck to move these couches, so what we did is we just sat there, took a picture of it, put it on the Facebook Marketplace and say, hey, anybody want a couch for $50? You know, send me a private message. I have it available for the next hour. And then it gave urgency, made them want to take action, and then people met us at the place we just pulled over because they're like, oh, look, a couch. We need $50 real quick. Take a picture, and we waited there. So that was like a $50 hour. We didn't move anything. We didn't do anything. We just found the opportunity, took a picture of it, put it up for free on the Facebook Market. It costs nothing. There's no fees attached to it. It's Facebook Marketplace. And then
Facebook Market is free?
Facebook Marketplace. So what it is, I've never been part of these like swip swap groups. Like there's a Pinecrest community group or Pinecrest. Godwin is all in all of these, obviously, but there's different groups on Facebook. You can
Palmetto Bay Marketplace.
Right. So
OfferUp.
There's South Miami
but,
Marketplace.
But the reason I wouldn't go to OfferUp right away is because I think they actually charge you a small fee. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. Maybe a percentage of sales. I know eBay does that, but I mean, the reason I'd say the Facebook Marketplace is because you can probably make about the same amount of money and have no fee attached to it. And it doesn't require you to have a bank account hooked up to your PayPal or any of this nonsense. It's all cash, right? People come to you, give you cash, and you can figure out if you want to pay taxes. But it's quick cash, right? So that's kind of the first thing. Go ahead.
So on Facebook Marketplace,
Yes.
you sold a couch you found on the side of the street by giving a deadline?
You always want to give a deadline. If you don't have urgency, if you don't have scarcity, people don't show up, they don't do things on time, they do things on their own time and stuff like that. So I'm just going to use this as an example. Obviously, I couldn't care less if you came 5 hours late, right? But if, let's say I would have said, okay, guys, if you're not here by 12:30, that's totally cool, but we're charging $10 admission for every hour that you're late. People are probably going to show up, especially if they weren't my family. They're going to be like, I'm not paying my family, get out of here. But if you weren't my family, people would be like, oh, shoot, I better pay. Or I better not show up late. I don't want to pay $10, even if it's $10. So you always have to have urgency, you always have to have scarcity, right? It's very important. It's kind of just a principle in selling overall, right? But I want to show that quick example because we hear a lot of things about like drop shipping or tons of different things that you can do. And there's all these great methods, but if you're completely new, you want to take as much of the complication out and get to how quickly can I make my money? And you just have to figure out what your goal is, right? So Do you guys have? I'll actually ask all of you. Do you guys have any goals for like? Do you want to make $1,000 extra a month? 20 million? You know, what's realistically? What would you like to make extra per month? Starting in 90 days.
$1,000.
Yeah.
1,000, 1,500 maybe. That's something
Right.
reasonable.
So for that level, which is a good reason why you do it, we don't need any of this. This is what you do after that. What you do is that Craigslist offer, or not offer up, the Craigslist to the Facebook Marketplace, because that's something you could actually even do in a weekend. What we ended up doing, we were able to do it every day because we didn't have jobs. So that was, that's that. But if you,
we're planning on just doing it on a regular basis. That way you can acquire the skill.
Yes.
That's the idea. Because if you do it on the weekend, then you're gonna go 3-4 days,
right,
and then you're gonna forget about it.
Right. Yeah. So
you're gonna be dormant, passive. I mean, the idea is to be more active.
100%. You have to be active. So if you're the reason I say maybe you can do it on the weekends or whatever, if you can do it every day, more power to you. But it's not like a job. Like you can make, let's say, $500 that day, and you could be fine for the week. You just made an extra $500. The reason why is because you went to the free Craigslist section on a Saturday, found 20 different things that might sell, or 100 different things that might sell. So now you don't have to go acquire products anymore. You just load them up in your truck or wherever. And if you can't sell them, you just throw them out. It was free. It didn't cost you anything, right? But then during the week or on Sunday, it's the internet. You don't actually have to continuously post so much, right? If you could just list them all on the same day or on Sunday, and then throughout the week, you're just scheduling appointments of when people can meet up around your schedule because you guys work or don't work or whatever it is. But now you're able to do that. So I'll go through all of this, but the reason I kind of want to start with that is because once you hit that initial goal, you can hit it much quicker doing this because there's less tactical stuff. You don't have to learn about putting up a website. You don't have to learn about traffic. Eventually, you will need to learn that, but that's when you want to start making $5-10 grand a month, which may happen in the next 2 months, and that's fine. That's just but if you try jumping to that skill level now, it's just setting yourself up for failure, right? So once you see, because everything's building on each other. Okay, so I'll go through this, but does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
Kind of
So
on a grand scheme?
so realistically, if you were doing it like Carlos said, you could get $1,000 a month.
Tiffany and I were making our highest month doing this was like $3 grand a month, and it was like because it's the Craigslist section, or maybe if you're looking in other areas, you can go to garage sales near you. We do this for fun now because it's fun because making money can be fun, right? So like on Sundays we wake up early, or Saturdays we wake up early, and we have garage sales in our neighborhood all the time. People give away nice stuff for like $1. Like they had the Rat Pack. They have the Rat Pack.
Yeah, I know.
All those guys. I don't know. I think it's cool, but we got that for like $2 and sold it for 10. That's not a lot of money. We made $8 just for fun on a fun Sunday, doing nothing, where you would have just been hanging out doing nothing anyway, right? And we didn't do anything. We went next door or across the street and bought it for $2 or whatever it was. Took a picture, threw it up, and that was it, right? I mean, it wasn't work, but anyways. So yes, so that's what I would start with. The first thing though, you want to have the right mentality behind this is. You guys actually seem like you do have it, which is you want to do this consistently every day. Most people, when they think of making money on the internet, they say, well, I want to make all this money within I want to make $50,000 in 30 days. And of course it's possible, but if you're starting from zero, you're probably not going to, right? It's a ridiculous expectation. So most businesses, can go in the red. If you start up an actual business, like a barber shop or something, you may go in the red for a year, maybe 2 years, and that's just business, right? So we don't want to do that online. It's the last thing. You want to compress it, and that's the beauty of online. You can make money faster. But if you go into it with the mentality of an actual business owner saying, I'm going to treat this like a business, and if it's not profitable in 30 days, I'm not going to give up. I'm just going to figure it out or keep doing what I have to do, right? So that's kind of just the mentality. It's not a tactic or anything, obviously. But you kind of want to go into this understanding that. Because if you have the false expectation and you take a picture from Craigslist and put it on the Facebook Marketplace and you don't make your $10 the first day, you're like, this is a scam. This doesn't even work. It's not even worth my time. But sometimes that's why, and again, just going back to that strategy, if you get a bunch of these free products, you may only sell 3 or 5 of them. But that's fine. That could be $300 or $500 or maybe $100 or whatever it is. But it's... not everything will sell, but you have to have all that quantity. And when you're doing the stuff for free and flipping it, it's much easier to do that, right? So, Okay, so I'll go through these again now. So the first thing was we want to talk about how it's basically a business. You want to treat this like an actual business. And now let's kind of understand it a little more. So if I wanted to go to a barber shop where I'm going to go get my hair cut or something, and I love this guy's cutting skills, well, I have my friends and be like, hey, you mind if I refer a friend? You got any kind of cool referral deals or something? If I refer a few friends, and maybe yeah, I'll give you a free haircut if you refer me 2 people, or I'll give you $10, right? That's essentially affiliate marketing. And so that's the first step here, except affiliate marketing on steroids means we're doing that referral fee thing, but trying to get thousands of people to this guy's barbershop because we know we just know if we send 1,000 people here, he's going to pay $10 in theory, or a free haircut, but you'll probably want the money instead, right? So that's affiliate marketing. Most businesses that are established have affiliate marketing. In fact, if you guys have heard of Amazon, right? Mm-hmm. You can become an affiliate for anything that's sold on Amazon. They're not, I usually wouldn't start there, but just to kind of prove the point, because the commissions are very little. You get like 3% or 5% of a sale, but a lot of what I'll show you some other places when we go online, you can get like 50% commissions and make a lot more. But yeah, you could actually become an affiliate for Amazon. If you see a refrigerator or something that you think is super cool, you can become their affiliate, and if you sell that refrigerator to your friend, let's say like, your friend's looking for a refrigerator, and you're like, oh, well, use my link. You know, if they buy it, you'll get a certain piece of it. You may get 5% or 3% or whatever, right? And so there's different products online that are, actually, if you're on a computer, you can check out clickbank.com on whatever browser you have, CLICKBANK, clickbank.com.
What is this?
So ClickBank is essentially like a big affiliate marketplace, and they'll have a bunch of different products in different niche markets, and you can become an affiliate for them for 40% commissions to 75% commissions.
And is there a fee to join?
No.
Oh,
There's no fee to join. You promote it, and you're spending your own dime to try and get them sales. So for them, it's a win-win because they don't have to pay for advertising. They only pay for anything that you bring them that's a closed deal, like that buys the product, and then they'll pay you. So so we'll break it down though. So are you on ClickBank by any chance? Yeah. Okay, so you actually may want to huddle around so you guys can all see his screen. I know it's maybe a little bit of a pain. You can do it on your phone. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's easier on the thingy, but it doesn't matter. Okay. You should dig in there. Jump in there. You're part of the group too.
Yeah.
Come on. Take Christopher's place. Sit in front of Christopher. Okay. So clickbank.com.
I could bring my iPod.
Oh, that's funny. Okay. Gotcha. Let me see this. Go to. All right, so you're in the. They're trying to sell you something. So just go to clickbank.com and erase all the other stuff.
Not that.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're in the university.
It's funny. They just.
It's
popped up.
Yeah, they're using those dirty online
That one?
marketing tactics. Yeah, so click
That he'll be
affiliate
teaching
marketing.
about.
Yeah, so click that one. So in here you're going to go to affiliate marketplace. Now you see on the left all of these categories. Those are all the different niche markets that people sell in. And so if you click on any one of those, you're going to see different websites and stuff like that. So perfect. So we go America's #1 rated tumbler cup. Their commission, it says here, commissions or whatever it is. And so now you basically just grab. So if you wanted to promote this, let's say, you click promote, generate this link. Oh, you'd have to create your account, which is free. It doesn't cost anything. But you create your account, you'll get a custom link, and then anyone who clicks on that link and purchases, now you get a commission, right? So that's the basics of affiliate marketing. Usually what ends up happening is people will start with that free stuff like Craigslist to Facebook Marketplace. They start on there. That's kind of
That's funny. I've been following a couple of guys that have a YouTube. Just let me know. A couple of guys that have two YouTube channel, and they sell stuff.
Do you know their name?
Goon Squad.
Goon Squad. Yeah. I've okay. And who else?
Just watching them, and there's another one, but I don't remember their name.
Alex Becker, maybe? Or?
Yeah, B for I don't recall. But anyway, they got all these kind of products. I mean, they're sponsoring. Obviously,
Right,
they
right.
are using it. They want you to buy it.
Yeah.
But use my code. This is my code.
Exactly.
You'll get some sort of discount and something like that. But
So what they're doing on YouTube now is generating traffic.
exactly.
Right?
Yeah, I
So
figured that out.
yeah, so you're ahead of the game. So the first step is what the first kind of part of internet marketing, and it usually people kind of progress. Like it's in school, they go from grade 1 to grade 6 type of deal. Grade 6 is not necessarily the most profitable. It's just how people usually progress to. You can make literally millions of dollars in any single one of these, or hundreds of thousands on the low end. But you usually progress. So there's different skills for each of these. So the first one it's not even on here. So when I told you guys about with just flipping from Craigslist to the Facebook Marketplace, what's the skill required for that? Take a picture, get familiar with the Facebook, and talking to people. Right?
Before you move on,
Yes.
can we go back to the ClickBank? Because I want to get on. Is this here?
Yeah. So
Okay.
go to.
Can I
Create
do
an
it
account.
through Facebook so that it goes directly there?
So here's an affiliate marketplace. Okay, so ask again. Sorry.
Like, could I, like, they had, Facebook and whatever. And so what my question was, can I, like, have it linked straight to my Facebook? Because I've got thousands of people in there.
Right. So what you could do is you post your affiliate link on Facebook. That's not really an effective way as much because Facebook doesn't. I shouldn't say they don't like affiliate products because they don't mind it as much. But like let's say you have 5,000 friends on there who are just interested in a bunch of different things. Some like skiing, some like water polo, some like all these different things. And now you're selling a knitting product because you're just an affiliate and you love knitting and you just offer it to your 5,000 friends who love nothing about knitting really, but you don't know, you're just putting it there. They're probably not going to buy. It's just not a targeted audience. So the ideal
So I
situation.
need to create my own Facebook page for knitting
Right.
lovers.
Right.
And then
Exactly.
whatever. And then create different accounts and then
Well,
target
yes.
them.
Yes, exactly. You wouldn't necessarily need to create different accounts, but you're on the right path. You're thinking the right way. You would create a different, if we're using Facebook, you create a Facebook fan page that says, I love knitting, and then you target, and I'll just kind of go over I'm not going to show you how to target, because there's like literally a YouTube video that can show you that, but you target the people who are part of knitting magazines and love knitting and are part of all these knitting clubs on Facebook, and you can target these people. And so now you say, hey, love knitting? Check out this really cool offer, blah, 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 this really cool product, whatever it might be. And you put that in front of them, and now some of those people are going to buy, some of them aren't, but you have a higher chance of them buying because they're actually interested in that. It's like hyper-targeted, right? Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So when you're doing the affiliate marketing stuff, now you're not worrying about the building of a website as much. You're not worried about creating a product to sell. Your only skill at this stage in your business or whatever is learning how to drive traffic, which is actually the fundamental skill you're going to need for any of these. So if you can't drive traffic, you'll never be successful with any of them. It's literally the backbone of it all. That and the words that go on the page, right? So affiliate marketing is where we call it like cutting your teeth, is where you develop your skills. You earn as much as you can doing the free flipping. You usually cap at around $2-3 grand, but now you can use those funds and start practicing this. So with affiliate marketing, and that's kind of, and I'll show you actually on my or on your computer, we can go over what I'm doing for affiliate marketing. And all you're doing is essentially, since they've already got a website, they've got the product they're fulfilling. Think of it like this is the barber shop here. He's doing everything. You're just trying to figure out how many people can I get there. So there's ways you can drive traffic, and one of those ways is Facebook advertising. Another way is YouTube advertising. And another one is called solo ads or email marketing. And in that sense, solo ads is what I'm using a lot. So if I'm selling a product on how to make money on the internet, for example, I could, what I do is I go to someone who already has a big email list of people that have come to him who say, hey, they're interested in making money on the internet, and I'll just pay that person, $300 to send 1,000 people to my website, and I'm just trying to gauge, out of that, did I make $300 back? Did I make more than $300? What am I doing, right? So in this stage, you're really mastering the skill of driving traffic. You can master the skill in like 3 months. The thing is, you have to be consistently doing it. Even if you're spending $5 a day or $10 a day, that's fine. You know, $10 a day meaning if I'm spending, like if I wanted to advertise to buy this phone or something, and my budget for the month was $600, I'm not just going to drop $600 all up front. That it just, you know, at least for Facebook advertising, it doesn't work like that. What you do is you set a budget of like whatever 600 divided by 30 days is, and you know every couple weeks they'll bill you, you know, that amount that you've already spent. So in theory, they actually kind of front you money, right? For like sometimes it's only $20 before they bill you, but they kind of front you a little bit of money. You obviously have to pay them back, but that way you can get going a little bit. So. Okay, so and we'll go in detail on all of these different things, but I want to kind of give a high-level overview. So the affiliate marketing, we're mastering traffic and how to convert that traffic into buyers using somebody else's website, someone else's product, someone else's fulfillment. The next thing is print on demand. So this is a slight step up. Here you're using traffic that you've already mastered. You figure out I can target these people, I can get them into this place or whatever. You figured out how to do that. But now you want to take a little bit more control of your business. You're not yet at the level where you want to build your own website, have your own, you know, staff, any of that. But let's say you want to sell some t-shirts. A lot of people sell t-shirts using what's called print on demand. And so there's different websites, which I'll walk you through, but you can, if you're on the computer, you can type in gearbubble.com, G-E-A-R bubble, B-U-B-B-L, I guess, .com, and then Gear Bubble, like gear, like your clothes, like gearbubble.com, and then there's another one called viralstyle.com. Okay. There's tons of different ones, but essentially what these websites are is they're fulfillment type websites where you create the design. Let's say you guys are great with video and artwork and all that, and you say, hey, I want to create an I Love Peru t-shirt. Great, you create the logo or whatever it is, you go to gearbubble.com, you upload it onto the little t-shirt thing that they have there. It creates a custom link for you just as if you were an affiliate, and you can mark up the price to whatever you want. They say, okay, for each shirt that sells, your cost will be $4, right? So if you sell it, you want to sell it for maybe $24. You make a little bit, you make the difference, right? And so now your costs are the $4 for the t-shirt, which you don't pay unless someone buys. You don't ever pay that up front. It's someone bought it, and now it's print on demand. Since they bought it, now this website is going to print it on demand and ship it out to them immediately.
Yeah, they're not going to make it ahead of. They're not going to make it ahead of time.
So
absolutely.
Why wouldn't I start with that? That just seems a whole lot easier than going to pick up things and then trying to market.
Well, most people. The reason why is because usually
Solo cuando lo ordenan.
you don't.
You want to teach us or learn how to drive the traffic. That's the point.
That's the point, but I mean, usually what ends up happening is you don't make money right away, right? And so,
No, you're not.
Yeah,
You're
so
good.
when the skill set of driving traffic is going to include you taking pictures and writing the copy that you would normally write on a small Facebook post. Like if you just put up a picture of a coffee mug and say coffee mug $20.
But that company is here in the United States or in China?
No, USA. Yeah, so it ships like in a week, very fast. So anyways, so that's what I'm saying. These are usually the building blocks. You can start at any one of these. It's just it's just a different. You're gonna have more issues, right? It's like jumping into 6th grade if you haven't even learned how to do like algebra or whatever comes before that, you know. So why won't you do it is because you have to master this traffic stuff, and when you master traffic, you're using elements of taking the right pictures that provoke some kind of attention, writing the right way. Like I was saying, if you just say coffee mug $20 on the Facebook Marketplace, sure, somebody may buy it, but chances are it's not going to work. The way I sold my stuff on Facebook Marketplace is like a story. Hey, have you ever wanted a coffee mug? Well, you're going to love this one. In fact, I've had it in my family for the last decade. It served me like crazy. It's bright. It looks brand new. And right now, I mean, we bought it for like $30. It holds the coffee in there so it stays warm for 3 hours or whatever the actual truth is. But right now, we're just trying to get rid of it. It's a virtual garage sale. If you want, you can pick it up for $20. Whatever. But see, you have to learn how to do that. And so once you learn how to do that without having to come up with your own money to test it, because if you're starting with print on demand and you're trying to run traffic, you're learning that skill now, but you're paying in advertising to hope it works. And if you're not good at that writing of copy yet, it's a convincing copy, right? Like selling people, then you're just losing money. So it's much better, in my opinion, to practice when it's not costing you much. You can practice in the Facebook Marketplace. They have their own audience there you're not paying to drive traffic anywhere. That's why you're capped. You can't make millions of dollars. I don't know anyone that's made millions of dollars flipping from Craigslist. But that's where you develop the skill set of taking the right picture, which is not that difficult, and then writing the right copy. And there's formulas we can go over on how to do it. Ask a yes question, have a story, make an offer. Love coffee, my story about where it came from, and it's been my family. Make my offer. It was $100. Now it's $20 because I'm having a virtual garage sale. So yes question, story, offer. So there's that. So that's print on demand, right? So print on demand is where you upload the picture, and now all you're doing is did you go to Gear Bubble or Viral Style where you check? So very simple. Again, you create your account for free, and there's no cost to this. These are zero cost deals.
I know that they were asking for a social security number, and
they probably will because they're going to want to pay you out. If they don't, then it's just they'll probably pay you through PayPal.
Yeah, they were asking actually for a bank account name, your name on the bank account, and your your tax ID / social security number.
Yeah, anything that you do with affiliate marketing, since they have to submit. Like it's like you're a contractor. It's a W-9 type deal. So
1099.
1099 or whatever. Yeah. So you've got to. I mean, they're gonna ask you that for any
Okay.
Yeah. The good thing is these are established companies. You're not just doing it like a Chinese website where you're crossing it. Yeah.
That's why I mentioned it to you, so you can get some
Rakuten.
No, it's a good point.
That is actually.
We're gonna talk about the Chinese websites actually next.
Expected behavior on those.
Yeah. So print on demand, a lot of people can make a lot of money on it, and so the problem with affiliate marketing will be that once that offer, we call it an offer, once that person's website that you're an affiliate for stops being hot, like if there comes a point to where it just stops selling and you've raped and pillaged so much, no one needs it anymore, right? So then you're done. Now what do? You don't actually have a business anymore. You have a cash business, which means you can make tons of cash in this if you can do it correctly, but you don't have a business. You have nothing you can really say, I have predictable income coming in tomorrow. You can make $100,000 in a month, which is fantastic, but you don't know if you're gonna make $100,000 next month. And so we call that feast or famine type deals, right? They'll say, oh man, I made $100,000, but then I didn't make any money for another 2 years. So you really didn't make that much money. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So you kind of have to get
I get lucky a week.
Yeah.
He's thinking big.
Yeah, and so print on demand now. So here though with affiliate marketing, let me just draw this out.
Okay. That is good.
Okay. So have you guys ever heard of fake news?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
all the time.
So this is one of the things that affiliate marketers are really good at. It's one of the things that works really, really well. So here's what you can do this kind of tactic for almost any one of these types of approaches.
I can't get in my car in the driveway because my Chris's went parked in the back.
Oh, okay.
Let me. I'll move it.
No, it was because Christopher's car was.
Oh, am I blocking someone?
And I didn't want to.
No, it's way back.
Yo lo muevo. Maria, ahí move.
If you move all the way out, then I'll get in front of you. Then
Do you want to pause the video so you guys don't waste any time?
Not from the gear bubble.
Gear bubble? Nice.
What happened if you use a design and that probably this design is copyrighted? Would you have problem?
I've done it and I've gotten a cease and desist letter, so then I stopped. But you can totally get sued. Since we're recording, I won't mention his name. But I have a really good friend of mine who lives in Palmetto Bay, and he made $100,000 in 2 months or something selling Disney products, ripped off Disney products. Take whatever.
Well,
and so,
to do it too.
and so he sold a bunch, but then they froze all of his money. and then he was about to get sued by who, and he was possibly facing prison time. And because his good friends were the ones were his merchant processors, and were also they're a $1 billion company who he's friends with. So he's actually just very lucky because he would have been screwed. But his friends who process his sales also process for Disney. So they actually have a relationship with it. They said, listen, this is one of our clients. He screwed up. And so Disney isn't taking him to court, but they're fining him, and they've held his like 100-something grand for the last year. So yeah, you can totally do it, and actually, but it's a risk. And I have another friend who went from Hialeah to like a humongous mansion. He makes $1 million a month, and that's what he does. But he's done it. You call it black hat, gray hat type advertising. This is definitely illegal. But what he'll do is he'll do a similar. But he's made millions of dollars, and nobody can track him. So it's not a good thing. But this is definitely possible. So I'll tell you all the possibilities. You can totally be like my other friend who only made a quick 100 grand, but he was new. He literally had just started like a few months ago. He paid our buddy who's doing this successfully, and he showed him what he was doing, but he didn't follow. Okay, gotcha. Thank you. So if you go to, so part of the fake news site is you have to at least appear like you're a legitimate news site, right? So one of the things, so what's more legitimate, do you think, a .com or a .org?
.org.
Exactly. It sounds like an organization, right?
Right.
So we own the domain trustednewstoday.org, and that's where we run all of our fake news from. And so what we do is, if you go to that, there's nothing on that page, but if you put trustednewstoday.org/CF, you'll see one of our articles. If you go trustednewstoday.com, let me see, or .org, I'm sorry, / is
Trusted News.
yeah, actually, if you just go to trustednewstoday.org, you should hit one of my advertorials.
.org.
Every time we run
But I don't put CF. Trusted News Today.
today.org will take you to one of our advertorials. If you put /CF, it'll take you to
well,
another
it's
one.
actually by itself. It just went with a slide, opt-in, and a
Yep.
number.
Yep.
It's national emergency. Discover how Americans living in Miami are making $10,000 over the next 90 days, guaranteed.
Right? And so what the Miami thing is, if you were in Phoenix, it would say how people in Phoenix or how people in anywhere.
And anyway,
And you'll
whatever
see-
your location.
So
is.
And if you see the script, if you see published on, it'll always update to the current day. So this
It's
is
self-publishing.
It's always updated. Even if I actually published this like 6 months ago, but every day you check it out, it's gonna appear as if it's brand new. It's like right now, this got published today, but it's not. It's just a script that keeps changing. Every day it's just gonna say.
And does it automatically change?
Does it
If it's
automatically?
in Miami, it changes to Miami. If it's in
Yep.
Phoenix, automatically.
It's all automated. It's a $300 script. It's a program. You just copy and paste this thing onto your website, and that's what happens, right? So you see, this is fake news. This is not a real deal. But what makes fake news work is you take elements of real news, right? So, so we've quoted Bloomberg. Bloomberg said 40% of Americans don't have $400 in the bank for emergencies. It's a real stat. Bloomberg said it. So you include that, you wrap them in, and now we give them our pitch. We have an article. I'll just read you it's very short. So we're currently in the middle of a national emergency, and you don't even know it. Shocking. Almost 40% of American adults wouldn't be able to cover a $400 emergency with cash, savings, or credit card charge that they could quickly pay off. A Federal Reserve survey finds. According to the Federal Reserve's 2018 report, about 27% of those surveyed would need to borrow the money or sell something to come up with the $400, and an additional 12% of the people surveyed claimed they would not be able to cover it at all. Our country has what's known as economic waves. I just made that up. Economic waves. That means every 7 or 8 years we have an economic crash. That's actually true. See, so it's blended, real and a little ridiculous. And since the last big crash happened in 2008, over 10 years ago, financial experts predict a monster recession unlike anything else we've ever seen before is about to hit the United States like a tsunami. What we're doing is building up the problem. We need them to be like, oh my God, we're going to hell. And so the people we target are primarily 50-plus Republican white males, pretty much all across the United States, who are I shouldn't say Trump supporters because it doesn't classify every Trump supporter. I tried doing that and it doesn't work. But it's the most extreme of extremes are who we target, right? They're the people who have sandbags in their house because they feel the apocalypse is happening. They got 50 guns lined up just in case. That's who we target.
Oh my God.
Because if you are like that, what's that mean? You're irrational and you spend money on things that emotionally charge you. That's what you want. So, because it's what you want. So anyways, in fact, we're currently transitioning into this meltdown now. It's happening right now. This is what people, if it happens too far in the future, you have plenty of time. If it happened in the past, cool, we'll see what happens. But we're going through this transition right now. Right? That's why your neighbors in Miami or wherever you live are securing their financial future and retirement by preparing for this economic downturn. The way to prepare is to start making money on the internet. So we provide them the solution.
So these are for your survivalist preparedness.
Yes, yeah, I target all exactly. So
That's
now
right.
they're like, well, I'm already in this mentality. I always got to prepare. I got to build this. If they think they have to build a wall of sandbags around their house, they also need to build a financial wall around their family. Same concept, right? So what's amazing is most of these Americans aren't technically savvy because the first thing that comes up when somebody wants to make money on the internet, they're 50 plus years old, they say, I don't even know how to do that. You can't do that. I'm not a programmer. That's so much. I didn't go to school for that. That's only meant for 1% of the people. So you identify where they're at. You have to relate with them. So what's amazing is most of these Americans aren't technically savvy. What's I say? Oh, shoot, I can do it too if they can. Right? Have never run a business and are still making hundreds of thousands of dollars. This actually isn't even a lie. You borrow credibility from different people. So anyways, it's getting a different topic. But even millions of dollars online. The only difference between them and you is they saw the warning signs and took action immediately. So what are we trying to do? We're prepping them. Yeah, exactly. Create a panic, and what do they have to do? They have to take action. And who are they going to want to listen to? The person advising them of the traumatic thing that's about to go down. If CNN said, oh my gosh, there's like a big war about to happen, the only way you're going to survive is if you go to these 3 bunkers. These are the bunkers you got to go. Anything else is going to kill you. Go to these 3 bunkers. Well, since CNN or whatever news station told you to do that, you're going to listen to them, not the opposition, right? So we're doing that. So
The National Enquirer.
yeah. It's not too late, but you must act right now. The longer you put off making money on the internet, the worse off you and your family will be because you have to figure out their deeper need. What are they really getting this for, right? And for a limited time, when you click here, you'll be shown how to make, and now I go to my pitch. You'll be made whatever, and then they click on the button. So we've gone from ad to the article, which I just showed you, to the offer page. And my offer, it has people on the bottom that they just purchased, so there's actual proof and stuff. And so that's kind of like a quick formula. But you use the reason I wanted to go over that is because when you're doing affiliate marketing or even print on demand, but whenever you're not in control of your own website, you can't always rely on their website to do all the selling for you because they may have a great product and may have sold you, but their website might not actually be converting. It may not actually be generating sales. And so you have to, as an affiliate, if you still want to make money, you still want to promote that product, you put since this is the website we're sending them to, if you went from ad straight to here, this website doesn't do that much selling, it doesn't convert well. You throw an article beforehand, what we call pre-selling or pre-framing them. So now it almost doesn't matter what's here. They've just been shocked into a panic, and they don't care what this says. They know that's the solution. So anytime you don't control your own offer, you want to throw an advertorial or fake news, or what some people, I call fake news is kind of what it is. Some people want to be more politically correct. It's called a bridge page because it's bridging you from here to your actual offer, and it's a bridge. Without this, people wouldn't. It's not a connect. But when they go here, it's very congruent.
So
right?
the advertorial is the article.
Is the article? Yes. Yeah. Exactly. So again, this skill set is usually used for affiliate marketing. I use it myself now anyway to sell my own product, where I'm selling an online course here. I use the same thing. I just pretend I'm an affiliate so I can pre-sell them more. I noticed my sales page the numbers may not make sense now, but just so most sales pages, if they convert at 2%, that's good, meaning 2 out of 100 people buy your stuff. That's pretty good. You just have to make the numbers work. Well, my sales page doesn't. Mine converts at 0.5%. Not very good. But the only reason we've been able to make, or one of the reasons we've been able to make money, is because I kept trying to make that page better. How do we make these people want this more? And I couldn't do it. So I threw an article beforehand, building up the pain, the problem, and framing my offer as a solution. And now they want to buy it more because there's something that it's a pre-framing. Anytime you want to do pre-selling or pre-framing, you want it to be at least appear as if it's coming from a credible source, right? So that's where the fake news thing comes in. That's why I like calling it fake news, because it's really what it is. You're essentially pretending that you are a third party. Imagine if you have the best product in the world, the best company in the world, and you want to be featured in like the New York Times, and like the best situation would be, or Wall Street Journal, whatever. Best situation would be this reporter calls you up, says, "Oh my gosh, I've heard about your company. I'd love to interview you guys, see what you're doing. How did you even come? What's the big problem you're trying to solve?" And that's the ideal situation. And man, imagine all that free publicity you would have if you were in the New York Times or the Wall Street Journal, because it's a third-party endorsement from someone who's it's an investigative journalist. And so what you do is
you're borrowing credibility.
Right. But since you probably won't have that happen naturally, you become your own best reporter.
Right.
And so you write the best review you can, so to speak, in a newsy way, using just like what an actual reporter would do, an article where they would throw stats, 40% of Americans this, and where you quote and source stuff, because now it's more legitimate, and then
Because you quote things that did happen.
Yes, and just
But
as a
you
rule
may
of
take them out of context too.
yes, well yeah, you exactly. That's all you're doing. Okay, the news, the people who you learn from are the people in the news, because what they do is they take sound bites and then they frame. It doesn't matter if you're on the right or the left. It's irrelevant. Both sides do this, right? And so that's where we learn it from. One of the places we get our headlines from is we just go to CNN or Fox or any of these places and see what they're saying, and we just take it and then reword it a little bit, change it up, because it's real news, but now we need that news to serve a purpose for us.
Right.
We're profiting off this. It's not just news. I need that news to do what it does, stir up some pain. People don't like. Have you ever heard the term "if it bleeds, it leads"? That's a reporter. That's a news type of phrase. If it bleeds, it leads. You're not going to hear about the great things going on in the community. That would be like a 10-second part of the entire hour, which is like, there's wars going on here. 30 million people died here. The economy is about to crash. This person died on US 1. There's just death and evil and just all over. And so most Americans are easy to sell to just because they're always in a fear state, and the news does it for you. So you can borrow from the news, is what I'm saying.
Okay, remind me again the difference between the ad and the article. The ad is selling you on a product.
No, so the ad would be so if you guys have your phone, do you have a phone? And everybody go on Facebook.
Look, I'm just looking at something that you're talking about it. Is this popped up on?
Okay, this is exactly what I was going to show.
They're addressing a problem.
Yep.
That you have. Everybody doesn't realize.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
And they're selling the solution to you.
That's
Or
right.
they make you aware, like, you gotta have this.
So that's the advertorial.
Well, he's talking about the ad right now.
The ad.
And so, but this one, he's actually showing what I was hoping to
See
show
what
you
you
guys.
guys.
Bye, man.
We'll see you talk again.
Yeah.
Don't forget to give mommy the key.
So
let me try it.
okay, so I didn't see you anymore.
All right, this is
So
it.
you buy me the
Lifestyle.
That's okay. We'll just follow along as much as we can. We're going a little fast, so you're probably not going to get it all right away.
Claro, es una publicidad.
It's okay.
No es que sea falsa, simplemente que es una publicidad creada para qué, para
This is a
crear
lot of
interés.
information for anybody.
O sea, es una publicidad que
So,
está diciendo
if
que
you scroll down,
necesitas.
you see how it says
Con los
sponsor right
años tienes
here?
este problema, nosotros tenemos
So
la
this is
solución.
okay. So we're actually gonna probably. So this is great. You guys actually. Anybody who's 50 plus will probably get hit with more advertorials, because it's.
That's
been-
most likely why I'm seeing that.
Yeah, because you've been programmed to watch the news. Millennials aren't. Most millennials get their news from social media. So to do fake news to them would be like, duh, it's fake news. It was CNN.
Yeah, they'll
Okay,
find
but
out.
people who are 50 plus have been programmed to watch the news if you want to get information. So there's natural trust there, easier to sell to. So what you have here, the reason I point this out, Mommy, is so she's being targeted. Recent changes to Medicare health plans may impact the cost as well as what is and what is not covered. Oh my goodness, scary. Here's what 2019 updates to Medicare, blah, blah, blah. Mostly good news. Mostly? Oh, shoot. Okay, let me click on this. It's probably gonna be an article.
Real quick, Lulu, this is for you from Mommy on this
Oh,
book stuff.
oh, awesome. So I don't need to go buy the house then.
Yeah, it's all that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're
So we both changed it and gave them to you.
All right, so you see this page, how it's an article. This is just this looks like a normal web page. It's like a normal article, doesn't it? Okay, we're gonna scroll down. Monthly cost. Okay, blah blah blah. Okay, keep scrolling. Okay, here we go. So if I click on this, or usually any picture.
So you got Medicare and I got
Not
exercise program.
Oh, here they are. So they do it. So this is sneaky. So to make you think that this is an actual a legitimate article, they're not putting links in here that I can just click on, because that's a lot of people becoming savvy and saying, oh, that's fake news. So what they're doing is just having related topics, ads, and you see how it looks like it's all related to this article. It's part of. So if I click on this, it's going to take you to something. Oh, this one sucks. But anyways, that's the plan. So this is just to kind of demonstrate in real time. This is the ad.
Right.
You click on it. This is the advertorial, which is the article.
The article.
And then whenever you click on something else, it should take you to an offer. These people obviously aren't doing a good job. Right. But it should take you now, which is what they want, to take you to the offer, to the sales page, try and make the money.
Carlos, this is similar. I was watching, for example,
this guy actually takes you straight to a
right, and so there's times you can
to a shop.
To a shop, yeah. So there's exactly. Yeah, so when you're selling a physical product, there's tons of different strategies. Like you can go directly to it, but what ends up happening is if they have an advertorial, it's probably because it's not their product that they're selling to, right? So if this person's going straight to his product, it's probably his store, his product. He's doing it. But if you're the affiliate for that person, it may not work as well for you. So you want to do that article page, right?
This is very similar to I was reading information for capture attention for determinate people. For example, look like this actor 50 years after.
Yeah.
You picture, and you can see down.
Yes.
A publishing is similar, no?
It's very similar. Yeah. Because they're getting you to click. It's called clickbait. They're baiting you to click on it.
Clickbait. There you go.
Because they're baiting you to click over maybe the weird picture or the weird headline or whatever it is. That's what gets you to click over. And we follow the same principles as the news. If it bleeds, it leads.
Yeah,
you don't talk about fairiness and happiness and stuff like that. No one will move. They move when they're in pain. Okay. All right, so we've gone over affiliate marketing a little bit, print on demand, drop shipping. Now, drop shipping is what you guys are talking about with the China stuff. So, and there's actually a couple ways. So, why don't we open up a couple websites? One is called AliExpress, A-L-I Express.com. And then the other one is Etsy.com, if you ever heard of Etsy, right?
Etsy,
so,
I think I heard it.
ETSY.
Rakuten Japanese.
I don't know, maybe.
I don't like it, the Rakuten.
Yeah, I don't know. There's benefits to a lot of them, but so with drop shipping, this is like a progression, right? This is how usually you can progress through it. So you've mastered your affiliate marketing, so you can do traffic. Now you want to do print on demand, so you create your own T-shirts, but you're just you don't actually have your own website. You're just selling T-shirts and using traffic. We've only got one other component. Now drop shipping is where you start combining traffic, creating your own T-shirts and logos or whatever, and then and then getting it made in China and having it sent to somewhere else. Even if it's not T-shirts, let's say you find, again, I'm going to just use this coffee thing because it's right here, but let's say I find this coffee mug thing in China for 50 cents. You can, theoretically, we'll talk about a couple ways. The way people used to do it, which doesn't work nearly as well anymore, is you would do, okay, this is 50 cents. I'm going to copy and paste the picture on my website. I'm going to try and sell it. And as soon as somebody buys it, I'm going to order from China with the money that they just gave me. And then I'm going to send it over. That used to work when it first started. It doesn't work as well anymore because it takes about 3 weeks for a product from China to get to you. So during that 3-week process, you get most people who ask for a refund, which means now you're out of money completely. You paid money to get people to the website, and then you're paying a little bit of money out of what they paid you to get the product. But since there's a 3-week time frame between when they get the product and when they paid, if they refund, now you've lost money on the ads, on buying the product, and all this stuff, and people lose a lot of money. So the other option is you buy some of them in advance, you bring them, and you sell them out of your house. I've got like 1 billion Bibles here because we sold Bibles.
And he's super religious.
No, I'm not. But yeah, and then so the other one now is AliExpress is the one which you can still use. It's just I wouldn't suggest doing the drop shipping from there. You probably want to order in advance, make sure it looks good, then send it out
Is
yourself.
this part of Alibaba?
Yes, Alibaba is where you have to buy in bulk.
The amount. No?
Yes, amount has to be 100 or 1,000. AliExpress is you buy it one by one.
Few amount.
Yeah, yep. Now the other thing a lot of people are doing, I'm going to use it from my other buddy who's making $1 million a month that I was talking to you guys about. Who's doing some interesting stuff that may not be completely legitimate. But one of the things that he does do that's very legitimate is he'll go on Etsy. And have you guys familiar with Etsy?
Yeah, I feel like I have it on the
Perfect. So Etsy is, you can actually find, these are like small businesses, people who are operating out of their home. Maybe they make jewelry, they just sell it from their home. They're making custom-made jewelry, right? Or whatever. Right? And so they're shipping out of the United States for the most part. You're dealing with people from the United States. Everything is kind of faster and easier to communicate. When you're talking to somebody from China or somebody from India, there's a lot of barriers, right? But what you can do now is say, okay, hey, so-and-so, I see your Etsy store. I see you've got a really amazing necklace, that's $5. If I were able to buy these could you do like a drop shipping deal where I send you customers or something like that and you drop ship it to them? It just costs, but maybe instead of it being $5, make my cost $2. And then you sell it for $20, right? And so it's the same thing as what you're doing with AliExpress, except now you're actually negotiating directly with an actual person, and it's somebody within the United States. And so it's a better partnership overall if you have somebody who has a cool product, if it's customized, right? Customization is very cool. Like if you could have Jose on your bracelet or maricucha or whatever on these things, and it's all custom. Well, it's cool. You don't have to do anything. You just have to sell it online. And if you found somebody on Etsy who that's what they specialize in, well, that's great. They're making money. You're making money, and now they're fulfilling it all for you, right? And you just have to make sure you send them a message and say, hey, you negotiate with them. You tell them, hey, you got this thing for $5. Will you give it to me for $2 if I want to resell it on my own website? I'm just trying to find a wholesaler or a drop shipper, and they'll usually say, yeah. I mean, it's more money for them, right? So that's affiliate marketing, print on demand, and drop shipping, right? Is that, you guys have questions so far up to this point?
Yeah, because I went on to AliExpress, so I might miss a little bit here. So with AliExpress and Alibaba, we would have to do that from home to get them at home and then ship out. With Etsy, we can do the drop shipping.
Right. And you could do drop shipping with AliExpress. It's just not
No,
as
it's not
likely it's going to work
yeah.
as well. Yeah.
Drop shipping,
They
you
mail it? That was-
Yeah, you want to ask it. So you tell the person on that Etsy website, you say, you tell them, will you drop ship this for me? How long does it normally take? Simple questions like that. How long would it take if I sent you a customer or something like that, or if I sold somebody and I needed to drop ship this product, how long does it take for it to get to them? What's your mailing time like? You want to have these things kind of understood, so you know if it's going to take a week or a week and a half, or.
And then they will charge you for mailing.
Yeah, you have to figure out your costs. I mean, just like any business, just like with AliExpress, you still have to pay for shipping.
I was reading when you are making drop shipping, you need to take a lot of care when the company the company in China when you buy the product, because maybe it's a fake company and you take it. I was reading, probably you watch in YouTube, one person he bought a USB stick on high memory. And he discovered that the stick was very low. When he opened the stick, he found 8 gigas byte the USB, and he pegaron stick two bolts for making heavy. It was a estafa, no?
In
China, he bought in China, he no pudo reclamarle.
And, yeah, you can't complain kind of.
This is a,
Yeah.
this is very common. You can find in China. A
Right.
company appears and disappears immediately.
Yeah.
By Alibaba, that person bought this product.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the AliExpress stuff as much anymore. I've never had any crazy stuff happen. Like, I've always had my stuff delivered. It's just not high quality. Like, I have nunchucks I can give you guys for free that'll break after like the third use. I got it for $2, you know. We sold it for 15.
Yeah, I mean, I saw something here.
15.
15, yeah.
We actually gave them away for free when people joined our $69 a month membership. So we had we still do, but we haven't really done anything.
For example, when you want to make your online store, do you recommend, for example, do you want to sell the clothes? Do you recommend sell that cloth with your own brand or begin with the brand that they sell or they offer you?
They probably won't even have a brand. It'll probably be unbranded. If you're doing stuff with Etsy, they may have their own brand. Or I mean, like the short answer is like, yeah, you want to eventually develop your own brand, but you don't start there, because if you start your own brand around T-shirts and this cool design, and then you've done all this work and it doesn't sell, you've just wasted so much time. It's better to find out what'll sell, like this style of coffee mug. I sold 1,000 of these coffee mugs or whatever it is. I know it's
the way
gonna
they
work.
are.
Let me just throw anything on there, call it Carlitos Way, and now that's my brand, right? But now I know I can sell it. You know, it has nothing to do with me. But your brand isn't going to get the initial sales, because you're not like Macy's that's been around forever. What it's going to do is after they buy it the first time, then if you've got a brand, now they may continue to buy from you and refer you and stuff like that. But to acquire the initial customer, yeah, it almost doesn't matter, because you don't really know what's going to work yet, right?
Okay.
Okay, this looks like really something really cool. This is on AliExpress.
Right. So okay, yeah. So 149 have been sold. Supposedly it's pretty good, portable. Yeah, I mean, so this is a little juicer thing.
Yeah, portable. Portable what? A portable
So
juicer.
what
So
this
you get a cup.
yeah, so what this says is $11.99 and $4.99. So $11.99 would be the price if you only bought one, and then if you wanted to buy in whatever quantities, it would start dropping down. So you want to just start looking at this price, so $12 really.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were to sell that, you want to try to sell it for at least 3x of whatever it's priced here. So if you think you can sell, so if it's $10, you want to try and sell it for like $30-40 or something.
That's not gonna sell for $40.
Right, so you have to find another product then. Right, but Etsy is another place I would suggest looking, because they have cool different custom products, and customization is really cool nowadays. People like customized stuff.
People like to have stuff with their names.
Yeah, but you gotta also, and then if
Think about dogs. I mean, if you're targeting pet owners, you could sell a bunch of like T-shirts for the pet or something.
Let me tell you something about pet owners. It's funny. You know, I work with a company that deals with. We have a contract with FedEx.
Okay.
So we ship stuff. I mean, we're FedEx. We're the FedEx delivery in an area.
Right.
So you were talking about pets, and it's every Monday. It's Chewy Day because all of Chewy boxes are coming out on Monday.
Wow.
I mean, and it's a pack of a high volume of deliveries.
Yeah.
Just for Chewy.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's freaking amazing. Like a year ago, they were saying, a year ago you will see maybe a few boxes, but now, pretty much the entire day is all about Chewy boxes.
Yeah.
And it's freaking amazing how much people buy.
Yeah.
I mean, food, you better believe it. I mean, they don't go to the store anymore.
No.
You know, they just get it shipped. I mean,
Yeah.
the drivers are carrying these 50-pound, 60-pound boxes.
Yeah.
You know, with either food or litter,
Yeah.
kitty litter and stuff like that, and
People, I mean, pet owners spend a lot on their pets.
yeah.
I mean, so that's what you want. So when you think of niche markets, that's what you want to think of. Like, you can think of something that you like, which is ideal, because then when you do marketing on it, it's not, you already know it. You don't have to go learn about pets and you hate pets. That's work now. You hate that. But you also want to make sure you're not jumping into just a hobby that you like but has no money. So
exactly, you have to be.
Like
you
knitting,
have to think
for
out of the
example.
box.
Yeah.
I mean, you cannot go by feeling just because you like it.
Exactly.
You're gonna think everybody likes it.
Yeah, it's got to have it has to have an
yeah,
audience
yeah,
of people, and it's got to have people already selling in it. You don't want to be the first one to sell in that niche or marketplace, especially online.
And that's one thing that we have to tell Jose, because Jose is like, just by knowing Jose, he's like passionate about things. Like he may like one thing, but other people may not.
Right.
And that might not be the case.
Right.
So, you have to be, said, okay, what sells the most?
Yep.
Hence why I want him to partner up.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
What? You wanna cook?
I'm okay, thank you.
The Sprite.
No, I'm fine.
Coke or Sprite, please?
Coke.
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 Sorry.
No, you're good.
Excuse me, tissue.
You want me to continue, or you guys have any other questions at the moment?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good.
So,
So with the drop shipping, so we got affiliate marketing, print on demand, drop shipping. Do you guys kind of see how they're all kind of layering on top of each other?
yes.
The affiliate marketing helps you with traffic, then you start adding little things as you go. Now, selling your online course, this is essentially packaging up whatever you're an expert at, and as long as there's a niche market that's interested in this, you can sell to it. So, let's say you are, maybe you weren't an NFL football player, but you were a really good football player, and you're really good at teaching football tactics, and you love football and all of this stuff, and you know that there's parents and kids who go to football camp and pay money to learn how to all these cool, whatever, all this stuff. So what you could do is now create a course. Now a course is essentially how can you take that person A through Z from being a complete beginner in football in this case to being almost NFL skill level, unbelievable. How can you do it? And now you develop a video course where there's ideally no physical product yet. It's all just you create, you throw him he has a camera, so you guys, all right, he videos you and you literally teach people just like you would have, just like what I'm doing here. If I wanted to, this could be a course. I could say this is the first video of our course. The next step of the course, video 2, we're going to go into affiliate marketing in depth. We're going to go into where you teach everything, right?
As a separate course,
but you can package into one massive one, right? And sell for $1,000. Right? And people buy this all the time. $1,000 is actually the benchmark. You shouldn't go lower than $1,000, unless you've got other things you're really trying to do. But usually, if you're trying to sell a course online, $1,000 is kind of like where you want to be at. And so you want to provide a lot of value. Meaning, if you're selling the football thing, how fast can they go from a complete rookie to being unbelievable using the tactics and strategies and things that you've shown them? And so you can do that with almost anything. If you're a great videographer, then you can do a how to take amazing videos for dirt cheap or whatever, or how to use your, I don't even know, but like videography. I have a course on copywriting, right? Copywriting is the words that go on the website, the words that go on the page, the words that you use to sell anything. I have a course on that. And so there's people who already have courses on it, which is good. It's been verified. People love buying this stuff. So yeah, they sell. Yeah, and then we sell them that. So you can, but there's a market already. People are already buying it. So there's already people. And the reason I use video is because I'm pretty sure there's people already doing video. You guys are good at video, obviously, right? And so that could be something you can do as well. You start a course, you show it, and now but see, you don't want to jump there usually, because what's the course require? Well, it requires you to develop the course. This is actually the cheapest thing to do, because you can do it on your iPhone, right? It doesn't matter, it just has to be a video. But then the next thing you have to do is create the website or the funnel, right? The funnel is essentially, so I'll explain that actually. So a generic website is kind of like a big business card. It'll have your home page, your about us page, your prices, kind of like a bunch of categories, right? You've seen these all over the place. Walmart has a generic website, right? Just normal websites. A sales funnel is where it's essentially a series of web pages where they're dedicated towards selling you or getting you to do one thing and then progressing you down the line to buy their product. So for example, instead of saying, go to my website and check it all out. You say, hey, go to my website and get this free report on how to drink coffee for free. Oh, I've gotten a bunch of people interested now. So they're coming to my website, and the first part of my funnel is give them a free report, a digital report showing them how to drink coffee for free and not ever have to buy it or whatever. After they've gotten that, now I have an email list and a list of people who are interested in coffee. Well, that's good because now I sell coffee mugs. So the next page they see is, hey, since you just signed up to get free information, this free PDF or whatever on how to drink coffee for free and never spend another dime on buying it, you're probably going to want to get this amazing coffee mug. And this coffee mug is only $50, but right now, since you got this free info, you can get it for just $19.95.
Where did you generate that list from?
Through your Facebook ad or whatever ad, right? That could be a YouTube ad, Google ad, Facebook ad, whatever you're right here now, right? You're putting an advertising on Facebook, just like what we saw, and that's what's taking them to that page. So you target the types of people you want, and then you slowly bring them in. So you guys have all this? Because I can.
Yeah. You can take that off.
Actually, you know what? Okay, well, yeah. I'll take it off in a second. Actually, let me go through this before I delete it. So we'll go into this a little bit more, but just so you have the fundamentals. What it takes to sell a course is you have to have the actual product. You have to have a funnel, some kind of sales, a series of mini pages that sell the thingy.
Service.
Right. Yes, sir. And then you've got to have like a delivery method. Like, is this going to be on your website? Are they getting it through email? There's everything that you've learned independently here now gets wrapped up. All those skills. Here you just learned how to drive traffic and maybe put up a small article. Here you've learned how to drive traffic and create a small product like a logo. Here you're starting to create your own website, drive traffic, and create all these different things. On the Selling Your Online course, you've combined everything now because you should be a master at driving traffic, creating funnels at this point. And now you're like, well, you know what? I've cut my teeth doing all this other stuff. Now I want to create my own product. I'm at a point in my career where I know how to do all this stuff. I can just put it up quickly, right? So if you start here, you're never, I shouldn't say you can't. That's a terrible thing to say. But if you start here, you're going to have a much harder time seeing success.
That's a much harder thing.
Because
you're
jumping into the deep end without learning how to swim. You got to learn how to swim before you actually go deep. So after this, there's another thing people end up doing. So let's say, which is I'm actually right now more into these last two areas. So we sell an online course, but rather than sell it for $997, which is what most people do, which is fine, we could totally do that, which is what we were doing. We wanted to sell a high-ticket service, meaning I wanted to get $29,000 out of people, not $1,000. So how can I get that type of deal? Well, I give my course away for $97. I just took a 9 out. It's $97 now, not $997. And now when people come to our website and they buy the $97 product, or even if they don't, but when they buy the $97 product, we have a salesperson that calls them up and says, hey, saw that you bought the product. How do you like it so far? Oh, I like it. Okay, cool. Have you seen any results yet? No, I actually just bought it. Haven't even put it into action yet. Okay, well, we have a really cool opportunity where we do everything for you. Are you interested in talking a little bit more about that? Maybe, yes. And now the salesperson sells them and upsells them on a $29,000 package, right? And we have cool deals where
$29,000?
Yes, $29,000. That's why it's called high ticket service.
That's what he does.
So yeah, and one of the things that we've been fortunate with now
How
is
can they pay that?
great question. It's actually part of my sales pitch. Now I feel like I'm pitching you guys. So most people don't have $29,000 just lying around in their piggy bank. This is literally out of my script. Don't have it lying around in their piggy bank. But we've been fortunate that a lot of lenders have now approved our program, so they'll actually give you no money down financing for the full $29,000 if you have a 620 credit score, live in the United States, and have at least $2,500 a month in income. So you don't have to
That's not really a great score. I mean.
Absolutely. So it means that virtually anyone with the desire and the commitment can have us work with them. So that's how we're able to sell high-ticket services. They don't have 29 grand. Well, that's fine. We can get you no money down financing. That means when they get the no money down financing with these guys, they get the loan. We get the 29 grand sent to us. They make payments to the lending company. And now we build them the business. We generate initial sales. We actually stick with them for 6 months so that they don't feel like they just got ripped off. And so for 6 months, we coach them through exactly, like we build the website, we pick the niche, we generate initial sales. So we do everything for them initially because they don't have the skill set. They're coming from zero. That's why they're paying the money. So we build it, we generate initial sales, say, okay, cool, this website is making sales for you. It's not profitable. You're not gonna make 29 grand in 30 days. They know this all in advance, right? This is retarded. But we're gonna get like 100 sales through the door, so we know, okay, 100 people just bought this product. Now it's scaling time. Now it's how can we make more money with this? We know it works. We just need to figure out how to make it work more now. And so then we kind of turn the keys to them. We say, okay, here's the keys to the car, boom. We've generated initial sales, we've proven it works, we've got everything done for you. Now follow what we've been doing to generate these sales and keep doing it for yourself. And that's cool. Most people don't do it. They say, oh, this is amazing. Thank you for the roadmap. And then they just forget about it. They don't do anything. That's just what happens. So that's why we added the 6 months of coaching. So we say, here you go. We turn the keys over, we've generated initial sales. The rest is up to you. Most people aren't going to do anything. So if you ever run into problems, which you probably will, you can book a call with, well, right now it's me, but eventually it'll be somebody else. You can book a call with any one of our coaches, and then up to once a week, you can hop on the phone and we'll walk you through your problem. You say, hey, I'm not making sales anymore. For some reason, this website is... Okay, cool. Let's pop it open. Let's see what's going on. Let's talk you through it. Let's figure out what's the right strategy you should go from here. It's a lot easier when you have someone who's been there tell you what to do, even if it's now up to them to do it, right? If they don't know, I should be running a Facebook ad and they're running a Google ad and we're like, well, we should be running a Facebook ad for this. That helps them, right? So that's a lot of value in there too. But that's our 29K product, right? Instead of it's just coaching, instead of it just being coaching or instead of it just being build a website, we just combined them. And since we offer no money down financing, it's not, like 4 out of 100 people usually take it when they get called. So it's a cool deal.
How did you get approved? How did your course get approved?
I just called. These guys are salesmen. When I say approved, it's because I'm a salesman. If you want to sell anything, these guys are dying. It's unsecured loans. They're dying to like loan you money. They're dying to loan you. Like as long as you're like incorporated, you're not a complete con artist or something. Like I told these guys like exactly what I'm doing, and I was referred to them. And they're okay. Well, tell me a little bit about your company, or tell me a little bit about your offer. What are you selling? Okay, so I told them the whole pitch. Like, okay, well that sounds legit. Most people just sell for 29 grand online. They'll just sell like an ebook or something ridiculous. It's not actually gonna give them value. And so he liked the offer, so I sold him on it, and then on the idea of it, and then and that was it. I mean, it was like a 5-10 minute call. It really wasn't that much. They just want to make sure they're not lending it. They're not doing this for con artists. They're just trying to get 29 grand and leave their customers high and dry. And now these guys are. Now they look like scammers, right? Because they're like, dude, why did you give me this loan? I'm paying you for nothing, right? So they qualify you, but to be honest, it's not that hard to get qualified. You just, here's what I'm doing. Can you do this? Yes.
I'll bring you the people. Well,
I'll bring you the people. It's business for them.
That's what car dealerships are doing.
It's actually, we stole it from the car dealership.
That's exactly what car dealerships are doing.
Yep.
You make $11 a month. You have a job, you have $500, we got you approved.
Yes. That's right. We actually stole
You
from the
walk
car
out with a
dealership
car.
thing. When we went to go get our
That's
car,
exactly the thing.
that's exactly what happens. We got it from them because we were stuck in financing when I got a car for like 4 hours. It was like, Jesus, like the real sales job is in financing. This is crazy. And then I started talking to these people, like, so how does it work? Like, do I make payments to like the dealership? Like, how does it? No. We get the money, and then you make payments to the bank.
You make it, yeah.
Oh, that's genius.
We get paid
How
up
do I
front.
do that for my business?
We get paid up front.
Right.
We don't have anything to do with any debt.
Exactly.
We don't have to chase
No,
nobody.
and you can't
we
charge
get
back
paid.
on a loan.
Yeah.
So there's no chargeback. Somebody can't scam me now and say, okay, thanks for all this. I'm going to charge back. Sorry, buddy, you can't do that. Can't charge
You're
back.
already
You already get paid.
You're
So
already
we
off the
actually,
hook.
we
at that
borrowed
point.
that from that industry, from the car industry. When I talk to my sales closers, I tell them, like, imagine if you're selling a really good car. That's all you're doing. It's the pitches is about what they want. You're building the thing, but the real pitch is just like a car. It's not,
Like I
you
tell my
qualify
wife,
for this? Good.
This is like, well, you wanna get rid, you wanna get you gotta get a rope around your neck the whole time for 6 years, paying off interest and car payments and stuff like that. There you go.
Yeah.
But they make it so easy because they're like, you have credits and no credit, that's fine. I mean, we'll get you
You can
approved.
be broke the entire time.
Well, but unfortunately, that's the nature of the beast. I mean, you're dealing with precisely that. You're
taking advantage.
I mean, in the jungle, you
How is it
may
taking
you will
advantage of
be.
people?
I'm not saying
No,
the
you're a
whole
predator.
system is taking advantage of these people that don't know how to question and say, well, well, let me see, if I'm paying this, what am I not gonna be able to do?
Well, no, we tell them everything. We tell them exactly. You're gonna get probably 30% interest rates on this. When we took out a loan to open my gym, we took a $15,000 loan, and our rent was 10 grand a month. So that's why the first thing I do when I talk to people is like, this is a real business. You open up an Orange Theory Fitness, it costs you $500,000 in startup fees, and then up to $1 million a year to actually do it. So if you want to be in business, you sometimes have to take a risk, and it's a lot easier to take a risk when you're doing it with someone who's guaranteeing initial sales, not profitability, but guaranteeing that the method is going to work, and then coaching you the entire way through it. So, it's definitely a perspective though, because what ends up happening is if they don't do anything, like if you guys do nothing now, are you going to be happy with your life for the rest of whatever you're earning? Maybe, maybe not, but the people we speak to aren't very happy with their situation in life. So they'll do anything, and they don't have money. And if they're going to give their money to anybody, they should totally give it to me because I'm going to actually do something. Because there's a lot of con artists on the internet.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to get the ones that are going to sell you the card just like that,
right.
And they're off the hook. The minute you sign, that's it. They're happy. They don't care.
Right.
They don't care if you have a job or whatever happens to you right after that.
Right.
It is your deal with the bank or the loaner. That's
exactly.
it.
And then one of the things that we do to actually help them with it is we implement a monthly deal. So let's say they're selling coffees. Let's say they're selling coffee mugs or something. Okay, so we generate your initial website is going to be we're going to sell this initial thing, this coffee mug for $10. And then the next product afterwards, we're going to offer them a $29 a month membership where they get all the best recipes of making coffee from home or whatever, right? And so now once you're starting to pump sales through, you're getting a certain percentage of them rebilling. And so if your payment is, I'm just going to guess, like $200 a month for this deal, but you're making like $600 in recurring income, by the time we hand it over to you, you've essentially gotten a business for free. You're literally not paying anything. I never had that. When we opened our gym, we were in the red for the entire year, and then we lost the gym after we worked all that. So this is like the reality of stuff. But if you're going to do stuff online, if you have the mentality of an actual entrepreneur, of an actual business owner, that's like, listen, I'm going to incur debt, I'm going to take a risk, I'm going to do all this stuff, and you go in there with this massive will to kill it. And when you go in, you realize it's just not nearly as hard. Like they were talking about, you open up businesses in different cities and different towns and stuff like that. Yeah. Is that you? That is much harder. So if you have the ability to do that, and you apply the same work ethic and the same mentality of doing this, okay, we're making $600 a month. No one's gonna be happy with that, right? But it's like, but a real business owner will be like, well, my cost right now is like $300 a month. I'm making $300 profit. Now we can figure out how we can scale this. Now, nobody is making, I don't know anybody that starts a brick and mortar business that's profitable within like 6 months. It doesn't happen. Very rarely.
Except your buddy. Business t-shirts.
Yeah, but that wasn't a physical business. That's an online business.
Right.
That was all digital. So anyways, yes, there's all that. But if you've got something that can actually transform and actually get people results, then you want to offer high ticket services because you only need to sell a small. Once you master traffic and once you master websites and craft a good offer, an offer is something you can't refuse. Make you an offer you can't refuse, like the mafia. So what you do, give you this cup for $1. It's got like a $50 value. That's an offer you can't refuse. As long as I can make money on it, that's what you're thinking. How can I create these irresistible offers, right? So when you're selling high ticket services and you're able to master all of those skills that you've done before, you realize it's really just a numbers game. The same amount of people that convert on my $97, we actually have a higher percentage of closes for our $29,000 product than we do for our $97 product. 0.5% of people buy my $97 product. But we have 4 out of 100 that buy the $29,000 product.
Wow.
So it's a numbers game.
And that's a monthly?
No, it's a one time. 29 grand one time.
But you have that recurring sales 4 out of 100 on a monthly basis?
Yeah, it's more than monthly, but absolutely. Each closer needs to make 4 closes a month. And if they don't, we just cut them. So it's four closes a month, commission only. Our closers make like 16, 17 grand a month and stuff, just selling these because we give them 15% commissions off what they close. We don't pay them anything up front. I offer a high ticket service. I've mastered how to generate traffic, and I mastered how to write copy that gets people to do stuff. So I generate traffic. You go to my website, and we tell them, essentially, if you're interested in making money on the internet and want to learn more, give us your name, email, and telephone number, and one of our coaches are going to reach out to you. They've asked for the information. So when we call them, actually, I could probably call some people now after we're done with all this, just so you can see. But when you call somebody that's come to your website asking for information, it's not really a cold call. It's not like you're, hey, let me try to sell you. You got 30 seconds. I got to pitch you on something. It's not like that. It's like, hey, Maria, I just saw you came to our website not too long ago interested in making money on the internet. Are you still interested in that? Yeah, because they literally just came asking for it. Yeah, and so anyways, it's a numbers game. If you can get 100 people or 1,000 people to buy a $97 product, there's no reason you can't do it with a $29K product. You just have to sell it on the phone. It's like the same BS you have to go through to make 100 grand is the same BS you have to go through to make 500 grand or a little bit more, because it's just upping your price. The same percentage of people are going to take it, and since you're not manually knocking on these doors, you don't have to actually knock on 1,000 doors. You run an ad that goes to 1,000 people, and so that ad is doing a lot of this heavy lifting, right? And so whenever you have a high ticket service, high ticket is essentially $2 grand up, 2K plus, right? And then $2,000 plus is a high ticket service, and high ticket services can get bundled up in different ways. Like I'll use tutoring as an example, just off the top of my head, because there's teachers, right? So let's say you're tutoring, and I know tutors are, let's say, how much is a tutoring session? Like $100 an hour? More? Less?
70.
$70?
70.
All right, well, let's just make it 100 just so it's easier for numbers. Yeah, so let's say $100 times, how many sessions do you think it normally is? Like once a week, once a month? How many times?
Probably once a week.
Once a week, so 4 times a month? Okay, so $400 a month. Okay, so you're $400, you do that times 12, that's a $4,800 deal you're doing right now, paying month to month for your kid. Or for $1,995, you get the exact same stuff, you just pay me up front. We're going to coach your kid once a week, just like we just exact same thing. Nothing changes but the price. The only reason you get a discount is because you're paying me up front.
And you're paying a reduced price at front.
Absolutely. So you get more than half off.
So you get, yeah, okay.
It's a steal of a deal. It's an irresistible offer. And if somebody's
that's irresistible. Yeah,
and if they're already coming to you, say for the first month, and they love your service as a tutor, and they're already paying this much, they've invested. Say, listen, I mean, do you guys see yourself wanting to do this for the next few months, or you really want? I mean, how serious are you about getting this kid to an A from an F? Oh, we're super serious. He's dumb. We got to get him up. We can't fail. Yeah, this kid's gonna fail. Good. It's $1,500, $1,900, or whatever. But so the reason I bring that example up is because when we think of high ticket services, sometimes you think of like what I'm doing. It's a $29,000 deal. We could build this big funnel, this website. You're building a bit. It's like a big ginormous thing. It sounds like a lot. But you don't have to do that. You could literally sell a high ticket service doing a low ticket deal, but you just compound what they get. So $100 a week, or just pay $2 grand for the year. You're saving $2,800 overall. If you're committed, you're gonna do it anyway. You got the money, you're gonna do it. Coco is a great example of this. Coco will pay up front for, we're just gonna round, I don't actually know what he pays, but let's say the tuition for school is 40 grand a year or whatever. Instead of breaking that up into monthly deals, I asked him, man, can you break that up? He's like, yeah, you can, but I don't want to deal with it. I'd rather just pay it and be done. Right. And that's how people are. Yeah, and I am too.
Because it's cheaper.
Well, it's cheaper, and you just don't want to think about it. People don't want the monthly headache. And so because of that, that's great. So you make them an irresistible offer. If people are offered something like that, they will probably take it. On average, 30% of the people you offer it to will say yes. There's at least 30% of the people who are high ticket buyers. That's just an average. Could be a little higher, a little lower, but on average. Okay, so now that's a high ticket service, right? This is basically, for the most part, it's almost like you're selling it yourself. Maybe you have one person working with you selling for it, but it's basically just you. You're just selling a really high ticket service. You're doing a lot of the work, and you can make about $500,000, $1 million a year doing that. But you're working. It's all you. It's like a job. It's a high paid job. agency and staff. Now you're turning into, it's kind of like graduating into a full-blown entrepreneur, right? So now when you've gotten a high-ticket service, you've mastered the ability to generate these leads, build a website, get them qualified to get on a phone call with you, meaning you can sell them a $5 product, a $97 product. You've figured out all that stuff, and you figure out how to close people. You've got all this stuff now, and now you need a team, because now you want to scale to the moon. You can only make 100 phone calls a day, let's say, right? People come your way, you can only make 100 of these phone calls. But if you have 10 people working with you, making 100 calls a day, that's 1,000 calls a day. Now you're able to scale, and if you're doing stuff like what we do with our sales team, we don't pay them any salary, no benefits. They just get 15% of the closed deal, or 20%, depending on who they are.
That's their incentive, right?
That's their incentive. Like this guy just made 2 deals. We're paying him on Monday because that's when the money will hit. But I'll tell you exactly how much he's making. $25,000 because these people are paying up front. They don't want to do the loan. So we gave him a deal. Yeah, sure. If you want to just wire the money up front, it's 25 grand. You'll save 4 grand on it, or you can just do the payments on the no money down, whatever's easier for you. So these two guys want to do the 25 grand. Actually, one is going to do 20 grand. One is 25. 20 grand is so we don't generate initial sales. All this guy wants is for us to build the website and give him consulting, and he wants to figure that stuff out on himself. Okay, cool. You do that. Makes my job easier. Much easier for me.
That's a pretty good deal for you.
Absolutely. Like in perspective, that's about 3 days of work for us. Maybe less once we have a team. Right now it's me, Tiffany, and like 2 other people. Once we have people doing that labor for us, and I can just plug a button in the seat, so to speak, we get a project done in a day or 2, and then it's if they ask us to generate sales, and that'll be a month. But the hard work is done. Okay, so what this guy did is 20,000. So he made $45,000 in gross sales. He gets 15% of that. So he's made by Monday or Tuesday. We have to pay him $6,750. That's not, and he just started a week ago. So it's not bad because he has the skill of closing, and we have the skill of generating the leads and fulfilling the service. So now you can plug people into your staff, and that's when you start building an agency, right? You start building the team, and the whole key when you get to this level is how quickly can I replace myself? If I'm writing all the copy, that means there's a bottleneck. I can't take on 1,000 clients because I can't write that fast. I need to have copywriters writing for me. I need to have other people doing this, and I need to focus now on either managing them or having a manager manage them, and now I have to focus on the grand scheme. Like, where are we going as a company? Are we trying to hit 10 million a year? Are we trying to stick with this little thing? Or do we pay our taxes? Like, we pay taxes? Because if we don't pay taxes, everyone here is out of a job. So now you have to really become more of the CEO, but you graduate from flipping free from Craigslist all the way down to here. And this is something that can generally take about 2 years. This is kind of the graduation process. If you looked at it like college, most people will stick in about, and these are rough this is just me, what I've seen. Okay, so usually what ends up happening is people spend, and this doesn't include, I guess, number 0, which is the free Craigslist thing, which I didn't put up here, but usually spend 6 months between, and actually it's not here.
3.
Between 1 and 3. And then and that's a little ugly, guys, sorry, but so most people spend about 6 months shifting between affiliate marketing, print on demand, drop shipping, depending on how fast they move. They say, okay, I got to get good at this
6
traffic.
months?
Understand
6
that.
months because you may not make profitable amounts of cash in this, but developing the skills along the way is what will really help you make money long term. So usually, if you spend every day trying to work like an hour, 2 hours,
Try
3
to
hours,
understand
trying to
the-
understand, constantly doing stuff, spending $5 a day, you don't
Experience.
Yeah,
Take experience.
Exactly. It takes about 6 months, right? Because you usually say, okay, this affiliate marketing is really cool. Oh my gosh, I made my first one sale. This is great. Once you make your first sale, you should celebrate because most people have never made money once, right? Online. And so if you can do it once, it's just like, what did I do to do that like 1,000 times? Because it's the internet. So if you can find the same type of person who just bought that product, you can probably sell more products. But so people will graduate usually in about 6 months and go through all of this. And they'll either stay here in one of these that they find comfortable. They say, okay, this is really where my groove is. And then some of them will say, okay, cool, I've liked this, I'm doing some decent money at it, this is cool, but I want something more. I'm sick of just selling this nonsense from China or anything else. I have a passion for cups and t-shirts. I couldn't care less. I want to create a martial art course, or I want to do whatever, because that's what I love. I already know there's people for it. I already mastered how to run traffic and see if there's an actual industry or something we can tap into. And so then they spend the next year and a half going through, let me start an online course, to actually selling it, to selling a higher ticket product, because now they've gone from selling a $1,000 course, like, wow, somebody just bought that for $1,000. I wonder if we can call them up and sell them for $5,000. And so you start getting into that, and now you start building an agency. So this is kind of the progression. It's about a 2-year deal, and then you usually, everything can be compressed. There's people who made money in 6 months made $1 million. It took me it took me like 10 years to figure out how to do anything, and then 6 months to make our first 6 figures. And once we figured, it was like 10 years of just hanging out here, just trying to figure things out, and then nothing. And then once we kind of cracked the code a little bit, we actually ended up jumping a little bit to a high ticket service because I couldn't do any of this well. I couldn't figure out. My mind wasn't. I'm not an analytical person, and so my mind wasn't good with finding all the traffic. But what I was good at was telling people. No, not necessarily coaching, but writing the copy. So I was writing the advertising because I was good at doing it for our Craigslist stuff. I knew I could get results that way. And there's people who will pay you $500, $1,000 here and there to do that. So I found out, okay, if I hang out in these little Facebook groups, people say, hey, I need a copywriter. I would just act like a freelancer. I'd say, hey, I saw you looking for a copywriter, man. I can help you out. What do you need? Oh, I need emails. Great, it's $100 an email. I need 5 emails. Great, that's $500. Send me the $500. I crank out the five emails in a day to make $500. And that was how we made our first 6 figures. But it was labor, it was work, but it was a high paid job. But what that let me do now is I wasn't good at the analytical stuff, so I just partnered and hired people because now we had the money. I did the labor of just generating these sales, selling our copywriting services, and then we just hired people who are good at Facebook ads or partnered with them in a sense, So that's kind of like a big grand scheme of this. Do you guys have questions? I know there's probably a lot of questions, but do you have any specific questions that could help now?
I mean, my brain is stopped at dropshipping because I think everything else requires a lot more knowledge than I currently have. So to go that route right now, to me, I think it's interesting to hear about this.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't think I could do that right now.
Which one?
4, 5, and
4, 5, and 6.
Of course not. That's why I started with 0. I mean, so this is literally the order most people go. Some people, like I jumped. I started all this, failed miserably, but still need to make money. So then we went back from trying this to the free credit. We went from starting at 3 to 2 to 0.
That's your roadmap.
This is my roadmap now after.
And those are your waypoints.
Right.
That's it.
This is it. I mean, this is what we did out of order, which is why it took us so much longer. And then if you look at all of the people, all the people I'm surrounded with in Arizona who do the exact same thing, I mean, there's commonalities. The people who succeeded the fastest, meaning 1.5, 2 years, because we get the idea of making $1 million in 90 seconds.
That's what we do.
Not yet.
You see that?
Oh, there we go.
See on the back, on the bottom of the letter F, it says that's the name of the contractor that owns this territory. This territory, and he may have 10, 15, 20 trucks or drivers, and that's what we do. We have a fleet of people like that, just like that they go around.
Yeah, it's a real business.
Tenemos frito.
So that's it. I mean, this is basically just like what you're saying. You'll eventually. I at first was trying to throw you guys into a set thing that I'm doing because I thought that would be easier, but I don't know necessarily if that will actually be easier. I think we can do that later. I mean, that's fine, but I would say to go through this stuff on your own, so to speak, like what we've gone over. I mentioned sites like ClickBank. I mentioned sites like, we'll actually go through other stuff as well. But just kind of go through this on your own and figure out where you feel like you want to start. I would probably start at the top, like what we were talking about, and then figure out where you want to stop.
There for 6 months.
Okay. So here's some softwares you'll eventually want to have when you start getting into 3 and below. So from drop shipping, from 3 and below, you need your own website. If you're drop shipping, it means you're selling something on your website and just buying it from someone else. It's drop shipping, right? So the sites that I use is the one called ClickFunnels, ClickFunnels.
I'm gonna bring it up. Hold on.
No, that was another, that was to do affiliate, whatever.
That was ClickBank.
ClickBank.com.
So
ClickFunnels?
ClickFunnels.com. It's essentially a website builder, a funnel builder. It's just a platform to do that. And it makes it very easy because I'm not a web designer and they have templates there and I'm good at writing you'd probably be good at writing the words. And so you could just do what I do, pick a template, write the stuff, and then you're basically done. It's relatively push play. $97 a month for it, and they have a 14-day free trial.
Yeah,
the other option,
that's what it says.
Yep.
Right.
The other option, the other thing that you have to have. There's only real two. And again, for 3 and below, the other thing you have to have is an email autoresponder. And what that is when someone comes to your website, gives you their email, you need something to automatically reply back saying, hey, thanks for coming to my website, check this thing out. That way you're not manually doing it, it's automated. And for that, what I use is a service called getresponse.com, and they offer a 30-day free trial, and then after that it's $15 a month for up to 1,000 contacts. So 1,000 people give you their information.
So
it'll
get
be 15.
response.
Yeah, getresponse.com. And I believe it's a 30-day trial. I think that's what I
How
started.
did you find out all of these things?
I mean, I just tried them all. I mean, this is the very clear roadmap of like 10 years of not having a roadmap. So I mean, this is kind of what that is. This would make my life a lot easier back then, I would think. Because I didn't even know the terminology.
Sign up free. No, él solamente es un servicio que él usa
Okay,
para
so
responder los correos que la gente manda.
getresponse.com, and you said
Es
how much was
automático.
that?
Él no tiene
Get
que responder
response
uno
free
por uno.
30-day trial. After that, it's $15 per month for up to 1,000 contacts. I think we're paying $75 a month, but we have 26,
And the
20
first one,
something thousand.
ClickFunnels, what do they do?
ClickFunnels
this
is
is
where
web-
you build your websites. Yep. Where you build your websites. If you were to build an online course, you could actually host it in ClickFunnels as well. It's a very comprehensive type of program. Like you don't need
You
much
can
else.
sell your course.
I'll actually show you my ClickFunnels account so you can get an idea of it. Let me get my laptop. I'll be right back.
Okay.